Hello. I was in a really good mood. I watched Sarah Cox, I listened to it in the car, and then I watched the reels of her crossing the finishing line for her amazing marathon for BBC Children in Need. And that was like, yay, that's good. And because I've been out all day in the rain, soaked to the bone, I haven't really been abreast of what's been happening politically. And so when I did start to get abreast of what was happening politically, it's put me in a right bad mood. And I honestly feel like saying to this Labour government, fuck you. Actually, and I'm sorry, Mum, but I'm done. I'm past it. I'm absolutely past their drivelling, pathetic excuses for screwing our lives up. And that is what they're doing. They are screwing their lives up. Don't give me, Keir Starmer, another one of your twatty wanky posts about children's futures. Sorry. Where we are delivering this for the children. We are delivering that for the children and the future of the next generation. What future? Seriously, what future? Their parents are in the doldrums. None of us have any money. Businesses are closing. What jobs will they have? Are we suddenly going to reopen the businesses when they get to 18 and 21 when they need a job? Are we just going to suddenly find the money to reopen them? I mean, hopefully we will, because it will be a different government. But it's just this utter spouting of deluded shit that he just makes up because he's got nothing else to say, because he can't actually stand there and say, I got it really wrong, now it's time for me to resign. He can't say it, he won't say it, because he's in complete denial, like he has been from the minute he got the keys to number 10. He cannot see what's happening by his actions. So we've got the whole tax thing going on. Rachel Reeves is raising tax, she's not raising tax. She's lowering threshold, she's not lowering threshold. She's freezing this, she's freezing that, she is, she isn't. We've got stupid subsection arguments from people saying she didn't even say she was doing it in the first place. So, oh, what a surprise, the media's manipulated it. Where the fuck have you been? What black hole have you been in for the past 2 weeks? We all heard loud and clear what Rachel Reeves was saying, thinking, doing, not saying. We're all intelligent enough to stick those words together and interpret their meaning. Rachel Reeves was very clear about what she was thinking of doing, and she thought it. It went down like a shit sandwich, and so now she's unthought it. But the problem is she's thought of something even fucking worse. Because the working people that she likes to talk about, now our definitions are very different, obviously, because I'm beginning to think that the working people are actually just people on benefits. They're working at being on benefits, because the understanding of a working person for me is that you go to work, you work hard, and you look after and provide for your family. Turns out I don't think that's what it is. But we're moving thresholds around, and so we are actually increasing taxes, but we're just not saying we're increasing taxes because we've learned that that was a complete shit show. So we're now saying it in a different way. So we're dressing it up to make it sound like it's not a tax rise, but of course it is a tax rise, because people that weren't paying that level of tax are now going to be paying it, and they are the working people. It could be an extra grand a year. Who's got an extra grand a year? Anyone? Come on, find me the person that's got that, can turn around and go, oh, well, yeah, it's fine, it's only £1,000. I mean, yeah, Rachel Reeves, she's probably got an extra £1,000 a year. Keir Starmer's definitely got it, because he's protected all of his, hasn't he? No one can go near his pension and his savings, but, the rest of us, not quite so much. So we've had that, and then she's thinking of reducing VAT on hospitality. Now, I'm fully in support of that, but the reasons why, so that families can go out more and enjoy hospitality, I'm like, Rach, we're not at pantomime season yet. This is not Jack and the Beanstalk. We don't pay with beans. We need to have actual money. We need to be able to make the transaction, and that transaction has to come with actual real life money. You know what that is, Rach? It's not just like something that you see floating around in the ether, because you don't actually touch it anymore. It doesn't mean anything. It's real. It's what we earn, which is supposed to go into our bank accounts and our pockets, and then we are supposed to be able to choose where we spend it, but not so much anymore. And this whole, we want to put more people in money, or we want to put money in people's back pockets. Screw that. I want enough money to go in my bank account, because if it's in my back pocket, it means it's going to be there for a short amount of time whilst I have to pay for everything, while I have to pay for the food, the overinflated prices, while I have to try and keep up with diesel costs, while I have to try and keep up with insurance costs, while I have to try and keep up with energy costs, all of those things. I don't want it in my back pocket, Rachel. I want it in my bank account. I'd love it if it could be in a savings account. Imagine that. All of your crap about we want to put money in people's pockets. They don't want it in their pockets, Rachel. They want it in their bank accounts so they can have something so that on a rainy day they can actually get themselves out of a hole. Keir Starmer's argument for what a working person is somebody that can't write a cheque to get them out of trouble. I want everyone to be able to write a cheque to get them out of trouble. That's what I would like. I would really like it if you were allowed to have enough money in your bank account so that when the MOT on the car comes back and you've got God knows how many advisories, you can pay for it without having a heart attack and having to work out which child you're going to sell first. I mean, I know, sounds a bit drastic, but you want to see what the British people are doing, Rachel. You want to have a look and see what people are doing when they're balancing the figures, when they're not cooking the books like you're doing, but when they're trying to make the books work. I mean, you obviously clearly don't know what that is, so why would you understand? I've written so much down about this. Now, something you've said, Rachel, I've come to the conclusion that extending the threshold would hurt people. It would take more money out of their pay slips. I'm keeping every single promise on tax that I made in our manifesto. That was last year. So last year you said, I've come to the conclusion that extending the threshold would hurt people. Yet we appear to be doing it. We appear to be doing the very thing that would hurt people. Now, you've been hurting people since July 2024, so I don't know why we're surprised now coming up to the second budget, which is really good. I mean, it's not going to hurt. It's going to actually physically punch us and then be a real slow burn. It will be like I was going to say a splinter that you can't get out your finger, but it's going to be way worse than that, isn't it? I mean, there's going to be a sucker punch to so many people. And when we talk about the effect of this stuff, there's a fly. Somebody was talking to me about the effects of VAT on education. And obviously they just see it in real terms, in financial terms. I was like, yeah, do you want to ever think about what this is doing to people's mental health? Do we want to think about the anxiety? And I'm not just talking VAT on education now. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about the pensioners. I'm talking just every single human in this country. The anxiety, the financial anxiety that we are all suffering. We are all financially shitting ourselves because we don't know what's coming next. And we don't know what's coming next because there is no clear plan. So even if the plan was absolutely bloody horrific, at least we'd know it. But there is no clear plan because Rachel Reeves doesn't have one 2 weeks before the budget. She sort of mooted an idea. She realised it wasn't going to go down well, so she retracted it. And she did. For all the people that say she didn't say it, she did. She absolutely. I mean, do we want to go implicit or explicit? You choose. It was out there. We knew it. It's why the markets went, oh! I mean, they don't just go, oh, for the sake of it. They go, oh, because there's real tangible proof. But we're all terrified about what's going to happen next, what's going to happen to our homes, what's going to happen to our energy bills, what's going to happen to any kind of insurances, people are worried for their jobs because employment is at its record high since the pandemic. Unemployment is at its record high since the pandemic. People are terrified. They are going to bed on a Friday wondering if there'll be a job on a Monday. How are we going to pay the ridiculous bills that we've got with all of these increased job losses? Because the economy is tanking. But Rachel Reeves, she's completely blind to it. So things that she said last year don't even stand this year, 1 year in. So we've then got Joanna Baxter MP, who's all over social media at the minute. She's saying Keir Starmer's doing a good job at the moment. Well, I mean, I suppose let's think of somebody doing a really bad job, Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves. I suppose, in comparison to Rachel Reeves, Mary is doing a good job, but he's not, is he? And at the moment, that is very telling, supremely telling. So the Labour Party aren't even behind their man at the front. And the U-turn is, you can smell the rubber on it, can't you? You can still smell, that'll be Rachel Reeves doing another U-turn. That'll be Keir Starmer doing another U-turn. That'll be the Labour Party doing another U-turn. Where's the stability in that? Where is the actual, we know what's going to happen, we can plan accordingly? They don't know what's going to happen, so they can't plan accordingly. They aren't planning accordingly because they're doing this literally thinking on their feet. Trust me, it doesn't work. So that's here endeth my irritation with just yet another day. We're on Friday evening and bleak doesn't come close. It's like Storm Claudia, and I wish it wasn't called that because I love Claudia, but the stormy shit show that's going on out there is actually mirroring what's going on at number 10. Why do these people put their careers and put their own self-admiration and their own self-love, their narcissism, ahead of you and me and the rest of the United Kingdom? And do you know what's really triggered me? And I think this has a lot to do with it. The amount of people that are having to give up their family pets. I knew I shouldn't have talked about it. Pensioners, people that are having to give up their family pets because they cannot afford the insurance and the food to keep them. Now, when it gets to that, we know that we're in a bad way. And that, for somebody that's got a lot of pets and understands exactly how much it costs to keep them, that is a stage that I never thought we'd get to, but we are giving up family pets because we don't have the money to feed them. And that, Rachel Reeves, is on you.